Brett, how did you feel about the first day with Lincoln Riley running the ship?
Yeah, it was great. I think there's a ton of energy around, and the guys were working really hard during winter conditioning, changing our bodies, and finally cut loose and get some football in. So I think everyone was pretty excited, a little nervous, but it went really well, and we played with high energy, and just the start of something great.
What have been the biggest differences on and off the field so far under Coach Riley?
Yeah, I think just trying to build a winning culture, and just implementing it, learning it, getting leadership classes and stuff like that. So just building that camaraderie, and obviously on the field just trying to be the best player you can, and with Coach Wiley be in the best shape possible and transform our bodies.
Brett, what's been your impression of Caleb so far?
Yeah, he's great. Obviously a tremendous talent on the field. But in the locker room, he's a great guy, great leader, fun to be around, high energy, and a great guy.
What have you noticed about him that makes him a great leader, at least what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think he's has that sort of confidence you want in a quarterback, and that sort of swagger, but not cocky, and you know that he's gonna lead you on the field, and so he just brings that kind of that personality, and that's gonna lead you to wins.
What's the dynamic been like with so many new guys in the locker room this spring?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most interesting rosters probably in America. With so many transfers and new guys, so it's definitely been a big change. Seeing so many different faces around the facility, but that's one of the big changes is just building that culture, and getting as close as possible, as fast as possible, and we're going to do that through hard work, and we're going to do that through doing the right things off the field and on the field. So that's been a big stress, and just building everyone to be leaders and building everyone up.
How different is this offense compared to what you guys ran last year?
Yeah, it's definitely definitely more intricate and demanding. So there's a ton of different plays and schemes, and we're going to have to work hard to nail it down and just be perfect. But it's a great playbook, and I'm excited.
What would you say are the areas of emphasis for the offensive line through the rest of the spring?
Yeah, I think it's just number one obviously is getting the communication, getting all the plays correct. That's huge as an offensive line. If one guy's messing up, it's going to destroy the play. So I think it's just getting everyone on the same page, learning the plays, number one, and then kind of once we get that is just playing hard, playing fast, and being more physical, and just demanding perfection almost at that point. So I think definitely just learning the plays and communications first.
What did you learn about Lincoln in these 3 or 4 months?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy, great-minded coach. He cares about culture, and he's going to build that up for us. And he means business. When he walks in the room, everyone respects him, and he's a pretty commanding presence. So, I mean, he's been awesome.
What have you guys done to try to establish that culture and some areas that may have been lacking last year? What have you guys done this offseason?
Yeah, we have someone named Tim Kite, who's kind of like a culture teacher. We've had a few team meetings and sessions with him, and just learning, talking about it, putting it on paper, and then as players we gotta believe it, and, put it in our heads, and then move it to our hearts, kind of, and just really believe it, and put it out on the field. So, just talking about it as a team more openly, and holding each other accountable, and just things like that. Little wins start to build up.
What's the challenge of building chemistry on a team like this, where you said it's so interesting, so many new guys in, so many guys out? Kind of, what's the challenge of building chemistry on?
Yeah, I think just at the limited time, they come in, and you got less than a year to develop a relationship, and but like I said, we're going to do it through holding each other accountable, trusting each other, and just building it off the field and on the field. And, but it really just starts with trust and getting that relationship to where on the field you're going to know that he's going to do the right thing.
What stands out about Coach Henson so far?
Yeah, he's been great, super fun, great guy. Obviously we haven't had a ton of time with him, they were busy recruiting and all that, but he's a technician, and he really details every play. He goes through every person and just really is a technician in that standpoint. So I think the O-line's going to learn a ton in that regard this spring, and just the small details to play offensive line are super important, and that's something he really emphasizes.
Do one more for Brett.
Thanks, Brett.
We've talked a lot about the roster turnover and how that changes things, but the offensive line seems to be one of the places where you guys do have a lot of returning players. So how does that contribute to you get what you're trying to build on going forward as being one of the groups that's more intact from previous seasons?
That's definitely super huge. Andrew, Justin, Jonah, Cortland, some of the guys that played last year, and then just getting some of those older guys, Gino, Jason, Gibbs returning to O-line, Joe. So just getting a lot of older bodies back in that know how to work and want to get better and kind of have that already built-in chemistry from playing a lot of games. So it's huge. You can't just pull that chemistry out of thin air for offensive line. So it's big time for sure.